When you go on a date, you can't control how the date will go. You don't know how the person's going to feel about you, and you don't know if you're going to even want to see this person on a second date. Am I right? Now, the only thing you can control is whether or not you're able to have a pleasant experience. If you can go into a date knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to have a good time, it's that much easier to connect and actually have an enjoyable experience. When you choose to have a good time on a date, research shows that you have an 89% chance of actually enjoying yourself. And when you choose to feel happy, grounded, and relaxed, research also shows that the other person has a 79% chance of enjoying themselves too. So you might be thinking to yourself, how do I do this? Well, here's a surefire way to control the only thing you can on a date. I created the 3-step welcome approach that I teach those who choose to work with me, and today I'd like to share them with you. These 3 steps will help you and your date have a pleasant experience and be enjoyable no matter what. If the two of you have a date that goes well, it's inevitable that you'll have a second date. The first step to the welcome approach is the most important one because it creates the foundation for the date. First, you want to set the tone. Don't leave it up to the other person. You are in charge of your destiny. If you're like many of my clients who are smart, successful, and open to love, you'll want to be proactive about dating. It's important to walk in relaxed, happy, and upbeat. Imagine these 2 scenarios. First scenario, the person comes into the date stressed, hurried, and frustrated. They could be running late, or maybe they're concerned that the date won't go well. They could be feeling frustrated having to go on another date because they want to stop dating altogether and just be in a relationship already. Does that sound familiar? How would you feel when interacting with this person? How would the other person react if that was you? Second scenario, the person comes in warm and smiling with a bit of quickness to their step. They seem relaxed and centered. How would you feel if your date approached you in this manner? And how would your date react if this was you? Now, if you're like most, meeting someone who is happy, calm, and upbeat will allow you to relax and feel more comfortable. For the second step of the 3-step welcome approach, you want to make a connection. The intention is to have the other person feel welcomed. You can do this by smiling and greeting the person with either a warm embrace or a touch in a neutral place. Some type of physical contact, whether it's touching their elbow or their shoulder, it allows more of a connection to build than just going into the date and sitting down. If you're uncomfortable sharing a hug, take their hand in yours and give a gentle squeeze. Don't shake their hand, because then it seems formal, stiff, contrived, and businesslike. This isn't meant to be work. This is meant to initiate a connection and let the person know you have an interest in them. Now, the last step to seal the welcome approach has you putting the other person at ease. The goal is to have the other person feel valued and appreciated. You can do this by giving the person a sincere compliment or thanking them. If you choose to compliment your date, you don't have to compliment the person on their looks or their choice of attire. You can compliment your date on their warmth, the way they look better in person than in pictures, or the way they interacted with the host, or for simply arriving early. Now, if you choose to thank them instead, you can thank them for agreeing to meet you or for arriving on time. When you use these 3 steps to a welcome approach, you're setting yourself up for a happy, connected date. Now, I'd like to hear your thoughts and your experiences with a 3-step welcome approach. You can comment below, and doing so helps those wonderful algorithms so that I can deliver more valuable content to you. Date intentionally using the 3-step welcome approach. And I want to thank you if you were one of the many who was reaching out and wondering where I've been. I took some time off to regroup and visit my family. It was great because I hadn't seen them since 2018, the pandemic and all. I also spent the time putting the finishing touches on fall's program based on my students' feedback. Thank you for all who enrolled, and I am so excited to welcome you in October. I'm sorry for those who weren't able to get in. I prefer to limit the number of people so that I can get to know you and help you in a more intimate setting. If you weren't able to join, I do hope you'll choose to sign up for next year's program, which begins in January. My mission in life is to help you find love and be in a loving, happy relationship. Hey, did you get your free dating tips? Head over to daretodatedifferently.com and pick those up now.